Level 1. Negative balance.
Your account shows a negative balance. You stare at it, hoping it might just vanish. It doesn't. You've been hit with an overdraft fee for a small coffee you forgot was scheduled to charge.
The bank doesn't care about the amount. They care about the math. And the math says you are under.
$35 is the fee. The penalty for being broke is that you become even more broke. You stare at it and feel something that isn't anger. You are just exhausted. Then, another charge processes. A subscription you forgot to cancel. The system sees you are already negative and charges you another $35. Now you owe $77 to a bank that just took $35 from a $4 mistake. You try to call. The hold music loops 3 times before a voice answers. The voice reads from a script, telling you fees cannot be reversed at this time. You ask to speak to a manager. The voice says someone will call back within 48 hours. Nobody calls back. The next morning, your rent payment fails.
The landlord charges a $75 late fee.
Your phone bill bounces, adding another $25 to your debt. The math you couldn't fix at $4 is now $200 deep and growing. You skip lunch on Wednesday, not by choice. You walk past the place you usually eat and keep walking like you weren't going there anyway. Your coworker invites you to grab food. You say you already ate. You didn't. Hunger at this level isn't physical. It's silent. It's the kind nobody sees. You walk into the branch on Friday. The teller looks at her screen, and her face changes. You watch yourself stop being a person on her screen and start being a flag, a category. You leave without saying what you came to say. You stopped feeling like a customer. You started feeling like a problem. Level 2, $200. You are not negative anymore. You pulled the account back with 20 hours of overtime. You did it. Nobody clapped, nobody noticed. The bank notices, but not in a good way. The maintenance fee hits anyway. $12, sometimes $15. Quietly withdrawn.
The minimum to avoid it is $1,500. You don't have it.
You are paying a bank to hold the money you barely have. You log in and see it disappear overnight. No warning, no notification. The system doesn't explain. It executes.
You apply for a credit card. They offer you a secured one. You have to give them your own money.
They want collateral from you to extend you credit from your own pocket. You don't take it. Which means when your tire blows on a Tuesday, you can't put it on plastic. You ride the bus to work 3 hours late. Your manager doesn't fire you. He just looks at you a little longer than usual. You walk into the branch to ask about the fee. The teller is helping the customer in front of you. When you step up, the smile changes, becomes professional, trained. She processes your request in 40 seconds. Doesn't ask if there is anything else. The next person walks up, and the smile returns. You walk to the door and feel something you've never been able to name. The bank doesn't see you as a customer at $200. The bank doesn't see you at all. You exist on their books. You don't exist in their attention. Something shifted. Not in your account, in the way the bank looks at you. Your direct deposit hits every 2 weeks. Consistent, predictable. The pattern you've held for 6 months is the only thing about you that interests the system. The maintenance fee disappears. Not because you asked. The system saw your direct deposit and waived it. The maintenance fee disappears. Not because you asked. The system saw your direct deposit and waived it. Nothing changed except your behavior matched a profile that earns the bank money. So they let you keep yours. Credit card offers start arriving. Real ones this time. The same institution that wouldn't approve you 8 months ago is now mailing you envelopes. You apply for one. Approved in 90 seconds. The notification feels strange. The same system that ignored you at $200 just said yes at $2,000.
You walk into the branch, and the teller says good morning before you reach the counter.
Good morning. Recognition without warmth. Service without effort. The middle ground where most Americans live. You apply for a small loan. Approved in 48 hours. The process worked the way the commercials promised. You realize something nobody tells you. The bank doesn't care who you are. The bank cares what your account looks like. And at $2,000, your account looks like something they can sell things to. You're not invisible anymore. You're profitable.
Level 4, $15,000.
You log into the app and notice the credit limit changed. You didn't ask. You didn't apply. The bank just decided you were worth more rope. The next morning, you get a call. Not automated. A person. Your bank assigned you a relationship banker. He says his name twice and gives you a direct line. He asks about your goals.
He wants to schedule a 15-minute review. The same institution that put you on hold for 40 minutes.
Just dialed your number first thing on a Tuesday. The interest rate on your next loan drops. You buy a used car and the dealer pulls your credit. The rate is lower than before. The price of money got cheaper, not because you negotiated, because you stopped being a risk. A fee shows up on your statement. You email your banker. 3 hours later, it's reversed. The same fees that drained your account for years are now optional. The system didn't change. Your tier did. You start getting emails with your name spelled right. The bank is courting you now. Not aggressively, subtly. The way someone treats a person they don't want to lose. You realize something hidden from you at every level below this one. The bank wasn't mean to you when you were broke. The bank was just indifferent. And indifference at scale looks exactly like cruelty.
Level 5, $80,000.
The bank calls you a preferred client now. The word shows up on your statements. On the welcome screen when you log in. On the email signature of the man who handles your account. Your relationship banker becomes a real person now. A man named David who knows you have a sister in Chicago. He emails on your birthday. Not automated, written. The detail isn't an accident, it's training. You walk into the branch, and someone stands up to greet you. Not the teller. They guide you past the rope line where everyone else waits. The same line you waited in at $200. A pre-approval letter arrives in the mail, not for a credit card, for a $400,000 mortgage. The bank decided what you can afford before you decided to buy a house. The price of money is no longer something you negotiate. It's something offered to you. The institution that ignored you for years is now competing to keep you. The bank doesn't see you as preferred at $80,000. The bank sees you as worth defending.
Level 6, $500,000.
The bank stops being a place you visit. It becomes a service that comes to you. David doesn't email anymore. David calls, and he's asking when you'd like to meet his colleague who handles wealth management. The colleague drives to your office. He brings printed reports in a leather folder. He asks about your goals, your timeline, your tax structure, your estate plans.
At the end, he doesn't try to sell you anything. He just leaves a card.
You're not being offered products anymore. You're being consulted. A product is something the bank wants you to buy. A consultation is something the bank wants you to need.
You call about a wire transfer that froze. Someone answers on the second ring. Hello? Yes. I'm checking on a wire transfer.
The problem is fixed in the same conversation. Hours wasted at $2,000, resolved immediately at $500,000. You attend a private dinner the bank hosts. 8 clients, a guest speaker. Nobody mentions money the entire night. Money is the table, not the conversation. You're not a customer at $500,000. You're an asset they protect. Private banking. The phrase sounds the same as wealth management, but it isn't. Wealth management is a service. Private banking is a relationship. And relationships don't follow rules. They negotiate them. You don't have a banker anymore. You have a private banker. He knows your kids' names. He knows about the foundation you're thinking about starting. The interest rate on your mortgage isn't published. It's negotiated. The bank doesn't have a customer at $5 million. The bank has a partner.